What's up guys, this is Ivanka and today I will be explaining about how I got rid of my acne, or rather how I lessened my acne breakouts. So let's start. So the first thing I want to explain is a bit of my life story. I have been familiar with acne since I was in my first year in high school, and that was pretty much 9 to 10 years ago. And during that time, having to experience certain pimples, a number of pimples, you realize that it didn't really matter, because first I was ignorant. Second is because I didn't really care, because apparently I believed that acne would go away on its own, like it was a passing phase or whatsoever. But it got worse as the years progressed. Things began to take a toll in me. I began to feel insecure when I got into my teenage phase, or rather when I turned 15 or 16 or whatsoever. It was then I realized that it was bad. The acne began to get severe. My face would get bloated. My face was completely red as a tomato, and that had made me feel insecure. It took a toll on me. I felt like an inferior person. I did not believe in myself anymore. I would always cry, and you get to experience the pain of having to see your face in the mirror and feel so unlucky. And having to see my face, as you can see my before pictures, you can actually see how red it is, how bumpy it is, and no amount of makeup could even erase it or at least conceal it. Because, well, first of all, it was too bumpy. As a child, or rather as a teeny tiny teenager, my foundations were crusty. I didn't know anything about makeups or foundations until I was forced enough to apply them because of my insecurities. So that's when years came by. I turned 21, and that's when I realized that I needed to take this seriously. I need to take my skin seriously, and I need to research more about it. And that's how I came to understand there's the certain things that could happen in life that may contribute to getting acne. So that's where we will be explaining about how or what I did to stop the acne. So first of all, I would like to say just a disclaimer. I am not a professional or licensed dermatologist, but rather I am just here to freely provide you information of my experience in acne and how I fought with my life to get the perfect skin. And just a little reminder, I did not use any sort of ACCUTANE or whatsoever to help with my acne, because one thing is that we want to have a friendly budget. I'm not really that rich enough to provide myself ACCUTANE. It's crazy expensive, so I'll be explaining much without the use of ACCUTANE. So one thing you should understand about acne is that it can happen inevitably. There are certain reasons or certain factors that can contribute to getting a pimple or getting a breakout or whatsoever. So the things that have contributed to that would be your hormonal acne, your diet, your lifestyle, your sleeping pattern, and how hydrated you are. Basically, these types of things can affect your acne. There's also a certain thing to take your mind on, is that you can also get acne if you are stressed. So stress level is kind of an important issue, especially if you're a medical student or you're related to the medical field, like me. Stress is basically something that happens a lot of times. So let's start. The first thing to understand is that hormonal acne is something that I can't ignore. You know, hormonal acne actually happens a lot, especially when I start on my menstrual cycle, and it's just bad because the acne grows and they continue to stay for like a week. And during, you know, when I was young, it would happen that I would pick on my acne. So that's basically a no-no, okay? Never pick on your acne, or rather scratch your acne, touch your acne, just leave it alone. Unless you're applying some medicinal ointments or whatsoever. So hormonal acne provides you the acne that you may see on your jawline. Those could actually mean that you're going through your hormonal, you know. And how I lessened it is that when these things happen, as I said, do not pick on them. Let it be. Heal it with whatever ointments you have or your skincare that produces something that can help with your acne. And then we also have our next factor, which is the lifestyle. Our lifestyle contributes to how we eat, how we work, and how we sleep. So let's start with how we work. So first thing to understand is that in our lifestyle, we shouldn't be a couch potato, and I really mean it. As a couch potato myself, I am very lazy, and it just so happens that I've never been really active. Although I was active during school days, the pandemic then came and I just stopped, you know, using my legs unless I had to leave the bed and to eat or to go to the toilet. So basically that was it. I did not work out, and that was a bad habit. So that's how it went. Always make sure to exercise. Exercise is basically an important role for acne. You have to keep your body moving. Even if you're not an active person, you might as well try, you know, walking or whatsoever. You may have to keep yourself pumped and just be active. Because basically, if you're gonna be like me, like a couch potato who basically stays in their bed the whole day, don't. We also have our second one, which was our diet. So diet is basically an essential thing to remember, because our diet helps with our acne, okay? As I am. So just a, you know, short story about my diet or how I eat. I am a person who loves meat, and living in a family who eats whatever it is in the table, things are bound to get really oily. You know, I live in a family where we only eat fried, or rather we have soup from time to time, or healthy vegetables from time to time. It just so happens that as a Filipino, in our family culture, or you know how our family works, we don't like cooking at all, and the only thing that are easy to be cooked are meat, and you know, anything fatty, chicken or whatsoever. And these type of things will affect your body and your skin. You know, avoid oily or fried food. As a Filipino, as I said, these things are difficult to let go of because I don't really like buying things. I usually like our relative or my parents would cook for us. So one thing to understand is that when you're trying to provide yourself a diet, you have to avoid these certain foods. So these are the foods that we have to stop eating, or at least when you're breaking out. The next one would be our sleeping pattern. You know, as a nursing student, it has been a very difficult task to provide a certain time to sleep, because sometimes my schedule isn't as balanced as it is. Usually I'd have my duties at night, sometimes in the morning, and sometimes after the duties or school projects or anything related to school, I would be studying by then. So I'd get myself ready to go to bed around 12 or 1, and then wake up at 6 to prepare myself, and then 7 to leave for school. It just so happens that, you know, the cycle or the sleeping pattern was just unhealthy for me. And that was when I realized that you need a schedule or a time where you can provide an 8-hour sleep, because having to sleep in a very short time or having to sleep at a short amount of time can, you know, it can affect your skin or the acne. It makes your acne worse, actually. You might as well provide yourself a time management. You may need to apply some scheduling from there and there, maybe studying in the mornings or studying before going to school, or just find a way to provide yourself at least the normal amount of sleep. Because if you only sleep around 4 hours a day, or like 4 hours, 5 hours or whatsoever, then it would be unlikely that your skin would heal as fast as you can. Because when you're having your breakouts, if you do not provide yourself a good amount of sleep, it would slow down the healing, and then you would notice that your acne wouldn't be as, you know, it wouldn't die down as easy as it is when you're sleeping, you know, in a very good hour. So then we also have our next topic, or next factor to acne, is hydration. Basically, being hydrated is the most essential thing to remember, because water is basically an important necessity in our body. Not only does it hydrate us, it also hydrates our skin. So when you realize that you're dehydrated or you lack water, you would see that your skin would have less elasticity, and they might make you look older. So apparently, if you do not drink water, you would actually understand that with this type of face, with the years of struggling, I literally have acne dents or acne scarrings. And because of those years of not handling my skin well, I literally have these crusted face. I really have this crusted texture in the face where if I don't drink water, the texture is literally prominent, or it's very clear, and it would make me look older. And I'm not even kidding. I'm not even exaggerating. Water is basically an important necessity to us because water can actually provide you that glow when you're hydrated. And when you're hydrated, you would understand that your skin literally has this shine to it. It's like lighter, and then it's more plumby, and you would understand that the dents or the marks, or rather the scars, aren't as visible as they are when you don't drink water. So basically, drink water, at least 8 glasses a day, because apparently as a student, as a uni student, it only took around like one bottle of water a day, and that's literally not enough for me because of how hectic the schedule is. I couldn't even provide myself the time to drink water because I'm always moving, you know, I was always active. And then I realized then during the pandemic, when it finally occurred to me that drinking water actually explains a lot. It explains why my face would look so glowy, and I'd understand how much it can actually be a plus on our side as people who, you know, who have scars, and those who have, you know, prominent or visible scarrings. So I started with the 5 factors. We already have our hormonal acne, the 3 lifestyles, which was the exercise, water, and then the sleeping pattern. We also have our water. Now we will begin to I will be beginning to explain I'm sorry, I'll be beginning to explain how I prevented or lessened the chance of getting breakouts. So first thing to do is providing yourself a clean environment. You know, as a Filipino, we live in a very tropical country. It's very hot sometimes. Most of the time, basically, I usually go out and I'm usually surrounded in the city. You would understand that it's very, very dusty, and to point it out, sun and dust is basically a very hectic feeling, because you'd feel the sweat off your body, and you would understand just how much it really pains you to be in that kind of situation, because because, you know, you'd understand. So providing yourself a clean environment is a plus, such as you have to clean your room, you have to avoid dusty areas, you have to clean your bed sheets, change your bed sheets actually, and your pillowcases. Pillowcases are the most important ones out there. You have to change them. I change them by week. You know, I change them weekly. Sometimes they can go beyond 2 weeks or 3 weeks. If you're too lazy like me, I usually apply or spray alcohol on top of the pillowcase. You know, just in case if I don't really have the time to change the sheets. Next one would be your hair, basically. As an, you know, I was insecure, as I said way back from the video. Being insecure has provided me a lot of traits, and these certain things that I do when I'm shy. When I feel embarrassed or when I don't want people to look at me, I'd have my face literally covering my whole entire face. I'm sorry, I may have said it wrong. My entire hair covering my face. So when I was a teen, I had sported a emo hairstyle where my hair would be like, and then when I'd go to the mall, things began to get really weird because I had realized that I've learned to hide myself by lowering my head and just walking down the mall with my head down and my hair literally curtaining my face. So I literally cannot see. I wouldn't be able to see anything but the steps of my parents. I didn't really like going out unless I am forced to, so that's that. So yeah, basically everything was kind of difficult at that time. So again, with the topic, your hair should be kept away from your face. Your hair could actually catch a lot of dust and dust or dirt, and having it, you know, placed on your face could actually contribute to the acne. One of the most important thing also is makeup. As you can tell, I had forced myself to wear makeup at a very young age because of my insecurities, and that just so happens that it was the worst time to apply makeup. Basically, I was around 13 years old and I realized just how young it was to be applying foundation that was 2 times whiter than my skin tone. Yes, that was how embarrassing it was. So the thing about makeup is that do not wear makeup when you actually have a breakout, because it actually doesn't help. As much as I can tell you that to not hide your face with makeup, I would say that I am one of those people who likes to shy away and just hide them. That's just how I was. I still do it because I feel self-conscious, and you know, having to go to school and having to be busy every weekdays, you would understand that my acne never stopped breaking. It kept on breaking out every day because I wore foundation every day, and that's a disadvantage in your part. When your face is healing and you're not, you know, when you're applying makeup while your face is healing, it would slow down the healing, you know. It wouldn't, or rather it wouldn't heal at all. It would provide a very dark it would give you a very dark scar, and you would realize just how much makeup can worsen your acne. But then I can't really force other people because that's how I am. But with the suggestion, try to avoid makeup as possible. When you come home, take off your makeup immediately. Do not sleep on your makeup. Make sure that you double cleanse your skin, especially if you're, you know, using foundation on. Make sure that your skin is exfoliated at least once a week or 2 times a week. Make sure that you provide yourself the clean environment. Basically, as I said, your face has to be clean. Although I don't really provide myself the explanation of washing your face 3 times a day, I only wash my face twice, which is in the morning and the evening. So that's a good thing. When you leave for work or for school, you then come home, wash your face, and go to bed. that's pretty much it. So always understand that your face is more delicate, and you have to understand the importance of cleanliness. Never pick on your face, never scratch on your face, or never as I said, pick on the pimple, because that would just worsen the skin. And basically that would be all. So thank you guys for listening to my channel, or listening to this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed and have learned a lot from this. So that would be all. So I hope I can see you guys again, and subscribe, I guess. So hoping to see you guys again with another video, and I will be explaining much more for ointments, or basically products, next time. So thank you.